Welcome to Gaijin Otaku. We are the San Otaku.
Well put, good sir. Well put. And we will be talking about more modern anime, the stuff that's just come out, the stuff that will come out, and the stuff that just finished, and our opinions on it.
I'm Victor Vargas. I'm the editor of Anime Alberta and former chair of Animathon and president of the Bonsai Anime Club.
I'm an otaku.
I'm the Steve. I help run the Room of Mystery, supply arseloads of anime to various people, and, well, I help run the Backup Club as well.
Well, also, don't sell yourself short. You also were responsible for programming, well, at least for part of scheduling for Amazon 16 is 15.
Till they grab some other guy. Yep. Such is life. Alright, first of our topics. We will go with Sword Art Online. This is the second work. I can't remember the man's name, but his first work was Excel World, and the theme of technology and virtual reality continues that way. Though instead of a super program that makes you into tiny little gods, it's now almost the opposite. The program is a cage. The world is what you're being dumped into, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. And of course, with 10,000 people in there, it doesn't go very well at first.
So what is this, like a Battle Royale-like scenario?
No, it's an MMO, except your brain is hooked up so you can see, feel, hear, and smell everything, and your body can't move. But in exchange for that, they find out after they've all been logged in that the creator is insane, has removed the ability to log you out, and the machine will microwave fry your brain the second it goes off or you die in the game.
So, is there any reward if you're the one that survives? Or
if you get to the top of 100 floors, defeating 100 bosses without dying, you can be free. And as you can imagine, that's not exactly going well with a lot of people. And if I remember correctly, in the end of the first day, almost 2,000 people died.
Well, I believe they time-lapse to
yes.
when 2,000 people die. In the first day, it's like 218 people die, but that's mostly
people trying to unplug them.
Yes.
Family members and the like.
So, yes, it's an MMOer's nightmare. Or fantasy!
I was going to say, or wet dream. You know, it's like, everything I do here matters? Good God, they'd never leave.
Okay, well, who's the main character? What's the protagonist like?
The protagonist is a black-haired Japanese guy named Kirito, and for a change, she actually looks like a black-haired Japanese guy, and none of the elaborate facial changes that anime are quite famous for. In actual bits of hilarity, at one point in the first episode, the game master, the crazy man, has decided to give everybody a mirror which puts your real face on. And a lot of little girls in that game were suddenly men, and a surprisingly large amount of men were women as well. So things change, and it's treated quite as a vicious poke at the various MMOs out there and their addictive natures.
Well, most importantly, thumbs up or thumbs down.
I enjoyed it, so I guess, wait, in the Roman times, wasn't thumbs down, you live, thumbs up, you die?
No, actually, thumbs down was stab. And actually, you hid your thumb for you wanted them to live.
I'm hiding my thumb.
So you want the show to live.
I'm hiding my thumb.
Well, I want the show to live at least for another episode. And unfortunately, I don't believe Victor has seen it.
So no, I would like to see it now.
Oh, I imagine you would. Next anime we're going to talk about, Joshiraku. It's a story about 4 girls, and that's it. They've done everything they can to strip everything away. So you just have 4 girls talking normally so you can enjoy how cute they are. Okay. Our cameraman is waving and panicking at us.
Our technical director can speak to us if he wants. This is a low-tech amateur production.
There might be a fire or something. He's like, hurry, run. No.
It's 5.
Oh, 5 minutes have passed?
No, 5 girls.
There was a 5th girl where? Blonde girl, red head, creepy blue, and glasses green. What was the last one?
It's another one.
Yeah, the one you can't.
The red hair.
Didn't I say redhead?
I think you said redhead.
I thought I said redhead.
I have 5 girls then.
Okay, 5 girls, not 4. Thank you for waving 5. 5.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on.
Wow, our otaku credit is just sinking for the floor. Okay.
Oh, please, like anyone remembers the names. This is by the fellow who did Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, at least the writing. So the man is very, very good at horrible puns and very, very obscure puns. The translators, normally when they translate an episode, they're like, oh, thanks for watching. But for this one, it was just, fuck, because they had to do every horrible, obscure Japanese pun into the closest you can in English. And that had to hurt.
And they did a surprisingly good job of it.
And despite the show being nothing but 5 girls sitting around and talking a lot, they make fun of animation, they make fun of being normal. They cover a lot of things that, it's almost Seinfeld in the way where it was about nothing and they just talk and do weird and strange things.
Yes. No plot, no action, nothing happens in the show. It's still good, but nothing happens.
So it's Seinfeld pun the anime.
About as close as you're going to get to it in Japan.
Sort of, but I wouldn't exactly...
There's no Kramer. It's like, well, there might be 3 Kramers depending on what they do. But
Yeah.
3 Kramers.
Well, it's like Seinfeld, but they don't even really leave the apartment.
Oh, wow.
it's even better than Seinfeld. It's more
Well,
concentrated.
Here's the
into
question. So did they then cut down on the animation budget?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Which is, they make fun of that as well.
Oh no, if you want to see cute girls making horrible puns, well, cute anime girls, but that's the show as well, sort of, then yeah, this is the show.
Okay, not bad. I might take a look at that too.
Okay, so I have to say, I do want to see another episode.
It lives. All right, now because you were, last week you've seen the one with the elves.
Yes,
Very.
yes.
Humanity has
Has
declined.
declined.
It's got a Japanese obscure name, and I will probably have it written down after the fact, and I'll look all wise and knowing. But in any event,
We are very prepared here.
yes, this is going to be like on the DVDs when we're rich and famous as those early scenes, or it'll be like other 99.9999%. It'll just be 300 hits on YouTube.
Yes, remember the time, yes.
Remember when we weren't gods among men? Anywho, it's about humanity getting everything at once and naturally being fucked. Pardon the term. It's the end of the world in the nicest possible way. Humanity in Decline is about how the UN representative, who is this 18 to 20-year-old girl in a country farm dress, because just about everybody lives in a small village now, and she is the representative of humanity who deals with the little elves. The little elves are about this tall, their faces are in a permanent smile, and they are disturbing and cute to the extreme. And they will give you whatever you want, which is why I'm guessing humanity is in decline. And it's the most pastel-colored post-apocalyptic wasteland you'll ever see. One of the examples is the girls had to deal with chickens, and the statement was, live chicken, blank, cooked chicken. So what was in the middle, which was kill the chickens. And they couldn't do it, so the elves have made them skinned, headless, but still animate chickens for them, because they care, or because they can. And the bread scene is something to behold. Nothing can be spoiled about that, but when you see it, you'll understand that
There's some darker undertones to the series.
Yes, like, humanity is not only that the elves have been doing everything, we've lost our basic knowledge on how to do the simplest things, and we've also been completely crippled by bureaucracy. In fact, if you want a very good look at what are the terrors and problems of bureaucracy, this is the show.
they point out that even in a small group of people, the things that get done were already going to be done. So it's just a bunch of people sitting around and talking and complaining for 3 or 4 hours, and then what was going to be done is going to get done, irregardless.
That and the usefulness of lying, propaganda, the control of information, the failure of controlling information, it's all there.
Good stuff. I want that one to live, though I don't know how long they can keep it going without turning into a complete nightmare of a show. And now we will talk about a show that has passed and finished, and our opinions on it. Moretsu Pirates, otherwise known as the high school skirted pirates, or there are several translations for it. But it basically involves the future, piracy, as in the boats and the hats and the yars, and how the future would actually deal with it. And it is one of the hardest, most consistent science fiction shows to come out in years. It's one of the most well put together worlds in years. The depiction of pirates is excellent. The depiction of cyborgs is excellent. The depiction of ships, combat, electronic warfare, everything. Did they even miss anything in that point?
Well, some of it's highly speculative.
Well, to be fair, most science fiction is, but at least it had the least bullshitium or...
Yes, it was remarkably free of Deus Machinium.
Yes, there was no magic crystal that magically powered the ship and solved all of their problems.
Or failed this week and succeeded next week and had problems every other time. No, everything was consistent. And it did very well in depicting what would probably happen to piracy in the future when, well, even at that point of the level of wealth and prestige, humanity doesn't really need as much, or even have as much to steal, except for arts, intellectual properties, and the like.
It's sort of a cross between a schoolgirl anime and a space opera.
Well done, too.
Yes. They also have intergalactic politics, kingdoms, rivalries, espionage.
Space flues.
Space blues.
The terrors of genetically engineering animals. Monkey cats.
The only complaint I personally have with the series is it's a great series, but the main character is such a Mary Sue.
That can be said. More of it comes from the fact that her actual crew are like 10 to 15-year veterans who make everything easy. Like when it's her on her own, like the episode where everybody's sick and she has to grab a bunch of her schoolmates to do the ship. Everybody's having to write the manuals for their jobs as fast as possible because it's very easy to screw up, and they make it look easy because the actual pirates have been doing it for years and are quite good. Now, in her case, she does come across quite Mary Sue-ish at first, but then it starts to demonstrate bits of how stress gets to her, how her grades or her energy or her work activities plummet because she literally does not have enough hours in the day. And it covers a lot of things.
Well, I have to say she's more wish fulfillment than Mary Sue.
Well,
She's not really the best at anything. She doesn't outshine her comrades at all. She isn't the center of romantic attention.
no romantic attention at all, actually.
Oh no, there's some tension between some characters, although some
Not
cases,
her. Not
well,
ever.
there's subtextual
Oh,
Yeah,
between
there
her and
is.
the parfait. Yeah, we'll leave it.
But in any case, yeah, I call her more wish fulfillment character than any sort of Mary Sue. As I say, she's not.
Oh, and if people are bashing against Japan for being over-sexualizing the 14-year-olds and the usual short skirt things, here you have a show with, despite being in space and zero gravity at times, not a single shot-up skirt ever. All the females are intelligent, well-trained, competent, and as good of fighters as men, because laser guns typically do even things out quite a bit. And there's very little in the way of... Is there any character who's completely helpless and has to be rescued and hauled along? Even the girl who was supposed to be kidnapped.
Yes, even the princess is no pushover.
No, everybody is strong in that one, so it's very hard to have any wishy-washiness. So it's a good show if you want something a bit different from the norm. And now a quick look to the future. We have two things coming up. Oh, yeah, diddly, diddly, diddly from like Wayne's World, I imagine. Yeah, we're watching our cameraman trying not to have a stroke. It is immensely entertaining. All right, things from the future. First off, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is getting a new game and a new anime.
Isn't it a remake of an old game? Is there sort of HDing up?
No, completely new, overhauled game. Because the older games Yeah, for those not in the know, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, every 10 books is a huge shift. And everyone knows from the book 30 to 40 series, the Dio days. And this one is beyond that, but still has Dio in because Dio is awesome. And the anime better not suck, or there will be words. It's one of my favorite series of all time.
The thing though is, the Dio saga is really the anime and this main story. Like released, there's stuff that comes out
20
after,
books
but it's,
before, and God knows how many books after.
but it pales in comparison to Dio.
Yes, Dio has the memes.
Yes, he has the re and the screaming.
Dio has the means, but he is like the great conflict and villain. The other villains
Aren't bad.
oh, they
Dio
are
is
bad.
the first villain in the first 10 books. In the second book, it is the clan of vampires. In the third batch of books, it's Dio again. In the fourth batch of books, it's not Dio. Except for, I do believe he comes back on the head of a velociraptor, I think? At some point, just because he's awesome. Anyway, the other thing of import, and this unfortunately is not for me, but it will be for others, is following in the rung of Evangelion and many other shows who have had the gall to say, in the last 10 years since we released our anime, no one has produced anything of value, so we're releasing our anime again. They're making another Sailor Moon series in 2013. I suspect it's just to add another $20 to $50 million to the writer and author, but at the same time, to be fair, with Magical Girls, there's only been 3 or 4
Well,
in the entire...
this is the Magical Girl series.
Not only that, but give the show a bit of credit. I mean, lots of people really loved it for some reason. And,
Oh, yeah.
Look,
and also, sorry, go on.
well, I just have to say, I mean, while some of the decisions, especially on the North American translation, the scenes they cut out, did render it not something I was interested in when I was younger, the actual original series is actually a pretty decent Magical Girl show. And it has a lot of fans, and I can see why they're bringing it back, and bringing a new series which is closer to what the original manga was about.
That's something I was going to get to, that it is also something that could use a remake. I mean...
What, like Batman Extra Grim Dark?
Well, that did sort of work out, didn't it?
Actually,
and they're
it
making it, and Batman is getting so damn grimdark, he's going to be in a corner, growling to himself. And what was the term I heard? Pulling the heads off of kittens next.
That did work, thankfully.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to go with the kitten part.
Not the kitten. Yeah, that's too far. But still, no. The thing is, like, they could update the English version. They could make it closer to the manga, and also they could really update the special effects or actual animation of the show.
The manga of Sailor Moon.
Well, I haven't, but I've seen what they've done with a lot of other remakes, right? They've been remaking Evangelion,
The
and
spit and polish, you mean. But the thing is you can throw a pile of money in it and it will look good. But if it's got a bad story, or if they're bringing in the next villains after, what was it, Galactica, and like Chaos, the entropic force, they're going to probably have to start from the beginning.
that's the thing, though. Sailor Moon didn't have a bad plot. In fact, I think it has...
It had the same plot every time. Big bad comes, Sailor Moon eventually powers up and blasts and gets a new wand and outfit. Next season, new bad guys appear. Powers are powerless, get new powers. Then she blasts it with her wand and a new outfit. And rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. It continues that.
Not exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, each villain...
200 episodes.
In any case, as you can see, some of us will not be looking forward to this new series, and some of us may watch it anyway. And I'm sure there are still many fans out there who will be happy to have a new series which is closer to the author's actual intentions.
Or you get to see what's really going on inside her mind, and then you will learn. In any event, do we have anything else at this time?
No, I think we managed to mangle one episode quite nicely there.
Oh, come on, it's flowing better now. We're doing good.
Yes, we actually managed to loosen up towards the end. Well...
And with that, we must depart. Let's see here. Do pobacenia, let's see, goodbye, sayonara, and whatever other ways you want to say goodbye.
Anyway, this is the San Otaku for Gaijin Otaku, brought to you by Anime Alberta and the Baka Anime Club, signing off.
Yeah.
Just hit the button.
Hit the button so I can scratch an itch.